Hi, I'm Donna M. Salim, Library Director, and today we're going to talk about how to use EBSCO, JSTOR, and the library's catalog, as well as Google Scholar, to find books and articles for your INR 508 research topic. We're also going to talk about how to narrow your search to find more specific work, and how to use the citation tools in each of our search tools to get your Chicago-style citation. So the first thing to talk about is the differences between our major article databases, which are JSTOR and EBSCO. JSTOR is particularly strong in the humanities, and it has more of a Google-like interface where it searches the full text of the articles that are in the journals that are in it. It's also a retrospective database, which means that for the articles, not JSTOR ebooks, but JSTOR journal articles, are generally between 5 and 10 years old. It's a rolling back file. EBSCOhost, on the other hand, is another journal article database that also has ebooks, and it has coverage across all the scholarly disciplines and may have articles that are right up to present, although it also has what we call embargoes, or a rolling dates on certain publications of a year to 3 years. In terms of its search algorithm, EBSCO is requires more precision and fewer words. So it's good to try very few words that are significant nouns related to your topic when you search in EBSCO. And if you're not sure what language scholars use to describe your topic, it may be good to give it a try and then scan the results to see what the other words are that scholars may use to describe it. The library's book catalog is somewhat like EBSCO in that it is particular about the language you use when you're doing your searching. So you want to use fewer and more precise words when you're using our book catalog. And it also includes all of the library's ebooks across discipline, across vendors. So JSTOR, ProQuest, EBSCO, we have a lot of ebook vendors, and they're all in the library catalog. You can also, if you're doing exhaustive research, set our library catalog to search libraries worldwide, and that can be useful to find everything that is written on your topic. So it's something to keep in mind if you're doing a more exhaustive research paper. Finally, Google Scholar searches institutional repositories, publisher websites, and other types of websites that tend to have scholarly publications on them, but they may also include things like undergraduate theses and other material that is not necessarily considered scholarly and may not be peer-reviewed as well. And Google Scholar has a huge universe of things, so if you're not having luck in JSTOR and EBSCO in the library catalog, sometimes it can be good to just go into Google Scholar and type your entire research question as you've drafted it. And there you will find a lot of results that can also lead you to the language that scholars are using to describe your research topic. So with that, let's jump into the library's webpage, which you can get to by Googling Salve Library. And when you go to the library homepage, it defaults to our book search. So you'll see books is highlighted. And let's try a search for, say, Yemen military and see what comes back. Again, we're using very few words, so this may be sort of a broader aspect of your topic, and we may be looking like broader to see what's out there. So we can see we have an ebook right away, and if this is something that interests us, if we click on View Ebook, it will take us out of the catalog and into the ebook vendor, which in this case is JSTOR. And there's a few things to point out here. First of all, if you have a chapter that interests you, such as this one, if you select it and click on Cite, you can export to one of our citation managers, such as RefWorks. And if you click on Cite at the top, it will give you the citation for the entire book. So here's the Chicago style citation. In order to download the article, you just click on download. But if you're looking for information about a particular aspect and you don't see it in the summary, if you download the chapter, open it, and then do Control F or Option F if you're on a Mac, you can search your term and see if it comes up. So I did the Houthi in here, and it looks like this chapter does not mention it. If we're interested in searching other chapters to see if our search terms come up, you can also download those and do a Control F. Let's keep looking. So this is another ebook. If we click on the title and you click on Show More, you can see where your search terms show up. And this is a summary, and then here the content note is the chapter heading. So this can be useful when you're trying to evaluate whether a book is relevant to your search. And under this is the subject heading. So the Library of Congress subject headings may lead you to other books on your topic. So you may be interested in like this one, like if maybe you need background information about Yemen's history during this period. And if so, you can click on it. The other thing you can do, so we have 5 results here. The other thing you can do is remove parts of your subject heading, which will make your search broader. So if you're interested in Yemen's history generally, and you do your search again, that expanded us to 145 results. So this again is by clicking on a subject heading in a book record that seems interesting to you. Another thing we can do to narrow our search in our book catalog is on the left-hand side, we could say that we only want ebooks. So if you're nowhere near Newport, Rhode Island, and you just want to see what ebooks we have, you can click on ebook, and it will redo your search showing only the ebooks that we have. Finally, in the library catalog, each of our ebook vendors have citation functions, but you can also do it within the catalog. So if you click on Cite and select your citation style, it will give you the citation for your book. And in this one, this is an EBSCO ebook, so it looks a little different, but if you click on it, it takes you into a different interface, but the functions are similar to the JSTOR ebook we looked at. So for example, we can see the chapter headings, and if we click these little down arrows, you can see within the chapter headings, and you can download each chapter. You can also use EBSCO's citation function up here, and scroll down to find your Chicago version of the citation for this book. Let's go back to the library's homepage and look at our article search. The first thing to point out about our article search is that this search box is only searching our EBSCO host databases. Underneath, we have JSTOR and some of our other databases that may be useful. In international relations, you may find Sage journals to have some information that could be considered useful. We can use more information when we do our search in EBSCO, so we may use more words. So maybe we're thinking about the Yemeni military's relationship with Egypt. This is going to take us into EBSCO and show us the articles and ebooks that are related to our search terms. So the first thing to check is that we have 321 results. That means that we could add more words to narrow it down if we want something more particular. And we also may choose to narrow it down on the left-hand side by limiting our date. So maybe we're really only interested in Yemeni and Egyptian relations between 2000 and 2024. And if we limit our date there, we have now just 279. So in this one, if we would like to, if we think an article looks interesting, We can see on the left-hand side whether it's a peer-reviewed or if it's a peer-reviewed journal, it will say academic journal. And if not, it may say periodical. Sometimes EBSCO's classifications of the type of journal are a little wrong, so it's good to take a look at the journal title, which you can see in this little chunk of text here. So this one's the Journal of Military History, and this one is Time Magazine, so we can see that they seem correct just based on the titles of the publications. So first, three different things. If we can tell that the actual full text of this article is right here in the EBSCO host database, and we can click on it to see the actual full text. To download it, we'll download the PDF. To get the bibliographic citation, we will click on this yellow rectangle right here and scroll down to Chicago, and you can copy and paste that. This one is still loading. Here we go. If we go back again, hit the back button, we can also click on the title, not the PDF, but the title, and this will give us more information about this article. So we can see the title here. Also, the abstract gives us more information. And then we have the subject terms, which are similar to the Library of Congress subject terms in that if we find one that looks really interesting, we can click on it. These are very broad, so they're probably not as useful. And then over here, you can see again the citation function, the yellow rectangle. If we're going to check another scenario in EBSCO, is that we find an article that looks interesting, but it doesn't have a PDF full text or an HTML full text underneath. In that case, if we were interested in this article, we would click on Find Full Text, and the database will go out into all our other databases and see if it's available anywhere else. In this case, it is in JSTOR. And so we can do everything that we learned before in JSTOR, download the article, get the citation right here, and so forth. The other thing that might happen if we click on finding it, so this was another article right here that didn't have a PDF or HTML. I clicked on Find Full Text, and it opened this page which said we were unable to find direct full text for this item. That's fine. You just click on Request through Interlibrary Loan, and our Interlibrary Loan department will go and ask a bunch of other libraries if they can send you the article. It fills out all this information for you, and you just have to hit Submit Request in order to submit that Interlibrary Loan request. So again, that's just clicking on, I closed our page, so we'll be done with that. Oh, here it is. If clicking on Find Full Text request this item. And then I think we'll go take a look at searching JSTOR directly. So if we click on JSTOR, then we can search our words in here with Egypt. We'll try just a natural language search in JSTOR. So this one, again, because JSTOR searches the full text of each of its articles and chapters, it brings back a lot of results, and some of them may be less relevant. So that efficiency tip where we click on download and download the PDF and then do Control or Option F and Control F for our search word can tell us how relevant this article is. So there's only 2 results for Yemen in this article, and it's really not what we're looking for. Then if we scroll down a bit more, we may find others that are useful, but we may want to see about, we may want to limit the search a bit more. And options are, again, on the left-hand side, we can search within results. So that if we add a word, it will limit our results to only those which include our new word. You can limit by date, so you may choose only 2000 to 2024 again, and see what that does for us. It took off about 3,000 results. And the other thing JSTOR allows you to do is to view through the lens of a particular subject. So on the left-hand side, we can see that there are that it's categorized as to its area of its discipline, and we may be interested in limiting it perhaps to something like international relations, which limits our results very significantly. So we might, for example, if we take out Egypt, we're getting a lot of results related to Egypt, but less related to Yemen. So when we do that, we increase our results again. So these are our library databases. To get into Google Scholar, just Google Scholar, and you may want to connect Google Scholar to your Google account and tell it that you are affiliated with Salve. You can do that by clicking on the 3 lines here, settings, library links, and add and type Salve Regina and any other institutions you're related to up here. Let's go back. There are other videos on the library website that show you how to do that. Now we can do Yemen's military history, or with Egypt, perhaps, if we're interested in that. And as you can see, you can enter a ton of words in Google Scholar, and it will bring back a lot of results because it's looking for a really lot of different, the universe of things it's searching is much larger. So here we can see, because I connected this Google account to Salve, it has this little Find It Salve on the side. And so you can either click on that or the link on the side here to see the full text. The other thing you can do is click on the Cite button if you're interested in an article, and choose Copy and Paste your Chicago style citation or export it to your bibliographic citation manager. If you want to see the full text of the item, you click over here and it will open it in JSTOR. And you can do your Control or Option F to find if you wanted to search for names and see how relevant it was. You can also do another feature in Google Scholar by clicking on the Cited By link right here. And if the article is good, a really good article, you may want to see who else has cited it after the article was published. And here, these are all articles that cite this original article. And that can be a really great way to see the scholarly publication on your subject that came after the publication of the article. You can also search within the citing articles for particular things such as Egypt. And that will bring back only the citing articles that are talking about the war in Yemen with Egypt. And that should get you started. If you have any questions, if you Google Dawn's Salve Library, you'll find my email address, and I'm happy to continue the conversation with you.